It started with a jawbone. Jagged, half-fused, impossible. When divers first pulled it from the abyss, it didn't look like much. Just another relic from the seafloor graveyard. But when light struck the edges, they noticed the bite marks. Deep, circular impressions, identical to the predator's own teeth. That's when the whispers began. Could a creature have eaten itself extinct? At first, it sounded absurd. Evolution doesn't create cannibals that destroy their kind. It designs survivors. But this fossil did not care about rules. It was proof of something nature never intended. Perfection turned predator against itself. The scientists called it Abyssitherium, the beast of the depths. But those who saw its remains called it something else. The monster evolution forgot. When the cameras first descended into the trench where it was found, even the submersible's lights seemed swallowed by the dark. The ocean down there is older than bones, a world without time. Pressure so immense it can crush steel, yet this creature thrived in it. Every inch of its body had evolved to dominate an ecosystem where almost nothing lived. Its teeth, serrated titanium-like ridges, still sharp after 40 million years. Its eyes, reflective mirrors, adapted to shimmer with the faint glow of planktonic light. Its skin, reinforced with mineral layers like armor, a fortress of evolution's best work. But perfection is fragile, because once you're the apex of an empty world, there's nowhere left to hunt. What if evolution's final masterpiece was too efficient for its own survival? The sonar pinged. A hollow echo returned. Then, silence. Marine biologists stared at their monitors. The trench floor was littered with bones. But not prey bones. They were all identical. Each skull fractured in the same spot. The temple, a killing blow delivered by something of the same design. They ran DNA scans, expecting diversity. Instead, every fragment came back nearly identical to 99.9% match. Abyssitherium hadn't just eaten others of its kind. It had become its only food source. Imagine that, a species so specialized, so perfect, that it turned inward, a predator that hunted itself into extinction. But why? Why would a creature evolve to erase its own future? Some say it was desperation. The trench collapsed after tectonic shifts, trapping populations together. Others think it was dominance behavior gone berserk, an ancient bloodlust coded too deep into its genes. But one theory stands apart, a theory that evolution built a paradox, a predator so efficient, nature couldn't out-hink Italiano, and when intelligence fails, instinct takes over. What if it wasn't hunger, but programming? 40 million years ago, Earth was drowning in change. Continents shifting, oceans warming, ecosystems collapsing, the surface predators gone. But deep below, the Abyssitherium remained untouched, thriving in eternal night. Its senses sharpened over eons, its brain rewired for silence. It could sense vibrations from miles away. A living sonar weapon. No sound, no light, no mercy. Then one day, it found nothing. No prey, no rival, only echoes of its own heartbeat. And in the stillness, it turned on the only thing left to chase itself. The footage recovered from the submersible's descent is haunting. A skeletal labyrinth, spirals of vertebrae curving endlessly, as if the entire species had formed a ring of death. Jaws locked two tails, fossilized in self-devouring formation. But the deeper the sub went, the stranger it became. The walls of the trench shimmered with microscopic glass particles. Fossilized scales fused into the sediment, as if the ocean had entombed the monster within its own reflection. And maybe that's what it was all along. A creature staring at itself for too long, until it mistook reflection for prey. What if extinction isn't always punishment? What if it's the final act of a species realizing it no longer belongs? There's evidence that before Abyssitherium vanished, it began to shrink. Fossils show smaller descendants, weaker jaws, less armor. Nature trying to soften its perfection to make it survivable again. But evolution doesn't negotiate. The last generation of the beast refused compromise, and like a flame that burns too hot, it consumed the oxygen of its own future. Every fossil we find is a warning label. Every extinct predator is a story that says the same thing. There is a cost to perfection. Then came the final discovery: an egg, perfectly preserved, found deep in a methane vent near the fossil site. Inside, a shadow still curled, suspended in time. The DNA scans didn't match any known species, but they weren't entirely foreign either. Traces of modern deep-sea sharks, anglerfish, and something older, something that shouldn't exist. The scientists froze the specimen in cryo, waiting. The debate hasn't stopped. Some say it's a missing link. Others fear ites, not missing at all, because sonar data shows movement, faint, rhythmic, almost heart-like, echoing near the same trench. Could it be possible that evolution didn't end it, but pause it? If that's true, then somewhere beneath miles of black water, something still breathes, a relic of perfection, waiting for the world to make the same mistake twice. Because every time we push deeper, every sonar ping, every subdescent, we wake the echoes of what evolution tried to forget. The ocean doesn't erase its monsters. It just hides them long enough for us to find them again. And maybe that's why the trench still hums. Because something down there remembers what it means to be hungry. But here's the question. If survival means becoming the last of your kind, is it really survival, or is it the slowest form of extinction imaginable?